Thank you very much, Mr. Slave. Mkulua,
Yeah.
hey, I can see that you want to rest already, but
No.
it's been a long night
Yeah,
already.
but it's understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mkulua, let me first greet the viewers out there. Fortunately for me, I've managed to meet up with my fourth man, who Brad Dennis Vugovi, who happened to be my former teammate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but again, I will allow him to introduce himself. So I just want to tell the viewers that I've managed to have a chat with Brad Dennis, or have a time to have a chat, and we talk about something that we all love. We are here at Ngobo,
Yeah.
uh, Eastern Cape ex pro legends. We are all here to come and do what we love the most, and we
Yeah.
are invited. Brad Dennis, let me welcome you on this podcast, CS Msongelwa and Amal Power podcast. Amal Power, it means it's meant for people like you,
Okay.
heroes. That is why it's called Amal Power.
Oh.
Brad Dennis, can you introduce yourself to the viewers? Then we'll carry on and talk about some other stuff.
Just wanna say a hi viewers at home. I hope you guys are fine. Um, I'll just say Dennis Umtutuzeli Vugubi. Originally from Flagstop, but my father is from Kucendane. There's ilali kuthiwa ilali in football a lot.
Yeah,
Phaa Kucendane, and we were born Tina on the other side of Flagstop as mine,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
had to come back down to Eastern Cape. I remember I came down here from Kaizer Chiefs. In fact, I had an offer overseas, but Turu Pasia had a chat with me and say, "Hey, we need you in the Eastern Cape. Come down here." And after a long process, we had to agree that I come down here, and that's who I am. I played for Kaizer Chiefs. I played for uh, Cape Town Spurs. As you know, as a young footballer, you'd be taken to a team so that you grow. That's how
yeah,
Kaizer Chiefs
yeah,
used to,
yeah.
just to make sure that you get yourself acquainted with the level of PSL. So I was taken to Cape Town Spurs. I had a good team. I remember my teammates were Benny McCarthy, your David Kaname, and all those great players. David Modise. We had a very great team with the Cape Town Spurs. Then I had to come back to Kaizer Chiefs. Then I was bought by Bushbucks. Basically, I just wanted to summarize. That's who I am.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, Brad Dennis, I just want you to take us back in terms of as much as people they are a bit confused because
Mm,
you are Dennis Vubi, Tutuzeli,
mm,
Eastern Cape, but Klexov.
yeah.
We just want to first start with education yakho, your primary
Okay.
education, your high school, and your tertiary, and I believe which there's a lot that you've done in terms of. I think there are qualifications that you obtain as a lender. I
uh,
will go. I will go to those that I believe which again.
mm, mm,
There's a lot of stuff that we are going to discuss, but can you take
yeah.
us back with where did you start?
My primary school was in Flagstop, Zamukulunga.
Yeah,
In fact, it was a combined school.
yeah,
I started from grade R or sub A?
yeah,
Yeah, to standard six. That
yeah,
is grade 8, I think.
yeah,
Then I went to Terimuseto High School in Flagstop. It was full of professional footballers. I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
one of
yeah,
the guys who was there was Winston Mkamko,
yeah,
a
yeah,
very good defender. He played
yeah,
even
yeah.
for South Africa. And from there, I went when I went to Soweto. because I got a contract with Kaiser Chiefs while I was very young. I think I was doing grade 10, if my memory serves me well. Then I had to go quick Soweto College of Education. It was myself, Helman Kelele was there, Joseph Ngake, a friend of mine, was there, Soweto College of Education. We had Ntiema Pike as our lecturer there. So that's I acquired myself that as a diploma certificate in teaching. And there's quite a few courses that I had to go for. I had a huge course that I went for 6 months. It was covering the issue of wisdom, how to work with different characters, and of course, some years ago, I went to SAFA qualifications. Then we had AMA levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, and all that. So I had those levels. And quite a few certificates that I acquired in education just to uplift myself, basically. Yes.
Thina ke sithi Pramtura, there are a lot of names out there. Mna, it happened that I had to watch you play on TV. I never thought I'll be your teammate one of these days. One of those days where we once played together at Pushbacks. It happened that I had to come to you, and you were disciplinarian in terms of you will tell me how to conduct myself if we were to stay in the same house today. This is what I want, boy. I even remember you and Dukes gave me the nickname. People they don't know that nickname.
Professional. In every way professional. The way you walk, the way you speak, the way you conduct yourself. So this is a professional.
So, Brother Dennis, can you take us through? You grew up at Kaiser Chiefs Development. You graduated. You went out for loans whereby they wanted you to get more game time to prepare you. So that it's a very big, it's a huge team. Kaiser Chiefs whereby now they wanted you when you are about to start playing for the first team and you're ready, you know what to expect. So can you take us, because I believe Uti, you started from development up until you graduated to the senior team.
Mr. Msongela, thank you very much for that. A lot of people are commenting about me. I can see there's a lot said about me. Some they don't know me. They claim to know me. Unfortunately, perhaps 40% of my games were not covered on national television, maybe 60%, especially down here in the Eastern Cape. Sir, I'm a winger. With Cape Town Spurs, I was a winger. In our reserve side, I was taken by earlier Kim Pro Kumalo. May his soul rest in peace. Dr. Kumalo. That was my mentor. He loved me so much, and I remember I was the only one that year or promoted to first team, and then on Wednesdays would go to a Ren Stadium to train with the first team, CEC reserve side. And that's basically how we grew. And I will tell you a story. We once in 2 months or in 3 months, will take about 6 players from the first team. I mean, big names. I remember we went to a Bethlehem where we saw against Patrick Mbutu because we wanted to scout in Bethlehem. So our scouting was with 11 players from reserve side where I was, and about 6 players. I remember the 6 players. It was Mansie was there, Gardner Siale was there, Brian Baloyi was there, Dr. Kumalo was there. The big name was there. I mean, so when I scored one of the great goals, I was a winger, but I was scoring. So that's why some of the coaches they would make a mistake.
Confusing
Striker. No, they were confusing my position. I knew that I was an out and out striker. I'm a winger because of hunger. As you can see, that boy Moremi, is it Moremi? The boy is a finisher. Mistakenly, but my strength was from the side. And having said that, so I grew up quickly. I had an injury. In fact, from the reserves, I was going to go straight to a starting lineup. In training, Kloppers Jojo kicked me, and then I lost. I actually had a problem with my ligament. I stayed about 3 months for me to recover. Then they said, no, Dennis, let's get you down to Cape Town. We've spoken to Sergio Dos Santos. Go and have some time and recover there. Wow, what a moment I had.
Cape Town.
Wow. I played one of my greatest football. I remember there was a day I single-handedly killed Pirates. Single-handedly. We people were surprised. Herman Mkelele. I so wish that he would be listening to me. He was playing as a left winger. And I was as a right winger. They had to substitute him. They put Ungake. And then I said to Bungake,
they wanted somebody to match you
with pace. But the problem with me, I was good running with the ball. It was not a pace of the ball. It was pace with running with the ball. So I was well trained in that. With regards to fitness, I believed in fitness. It's a pity Ronaldo is doing it now. It shows that if you really know how to condition yourself, football is about conditioning. I don't care who says what. If you're well conditioned, football will always be simple in every way. So I used to have my own training session. Early in the morning, I would attend during the day, go to a session late in the afternoon for my work. Then when I come back later on in the evening, I will even have a session, and do something. So basically, that's basically how I've been working myself up to a level where every team I remember. People don't know about this, but I'm going to talk about it. Uchomosono stole me from the camp, the Kaizer Chiefs. I stayed with Cosmos for at least 3 months, and then he got me an offer overseas. But I remember just before that, we were supposed to be playing against Vests, and then they tried to push into Zamapepa. Dennis must be ready to play for Cosmos. Remember, I had no contract with Chiefs then. I was just a young boy from the reserve side, training with them, no contract as such. And then Cosmos, they gave me a contract. Then we went for a game on the dressing room. I'm in a starting lineup, about to go out. Jomo Sono calls me and says, Vugubi, I'm Fanagiti, what happened now? No, it's out. Kaizer Chiefs said, no, from Musafa Njindo yako sevaliwe. It was so painful. I cried. I remember I was in a dressing room. I was crying, sitting down there. I was like, but look, I'm ready. I want to play. These people are delaying me. I've been to Cape Town. Now I'm back. I can feel I'm fit and I've been doing well. So it was so painful, man. And I'm so surprised. I was so surprised that later on, I met with Benny McCarthy. Then was playing for national team. Then when I went to the session, I met with him. He came to me. He hugged me and said, "Hey, Dennis, man, I miss you, man. You used to help me with those crosses. Look, Mr. Msongela, I must be honest with you. It hurts me when a young boy, as a commenter on Facebook, it doesn't know me. Abandazi. Maybe wabona mhlambi Londa ibonile ngam, but they don't know who Dennis Vukubi is. And it hurts me so much. I remember I was talking to Nomvete, and Nomvete was saying to me, Vukubi, one thing engizokutshela yona bhuti wami, whatever happened to you, but mina bengikusaba mina. When I'm Songela, ngadelelwa ngama-supporter, but those who were in the field of play who actually felt my thorn, They will tell you. So I'm not playing my own horn and it's know me, but I know what stuff I was made of. I had a big heart if we winning the game. Even with Bushbucks, they knew even if I'm off form, but if I push and I will do whatever I can. So I'm happy with what I've done for football. I think I've emptied myself. In fact, I left football before it leaves me. When I left, I was still on form, and basically that's
okay. But Dennis, I just want to check. Kaizer Chiefs is a big brand, I would say, in Africa. Maybe even one of the best teams even in the world. Because if you look at the stats, I think in Africa, in terms of supporters, they are number 3. Not number 4. But Dennis, I wanted to check. During your time at Kaizer Chiefs, there were coaches that come and go at Kaizer Chiefs. Abo Moshin, who believe in young players, Abo Toleza. Which coaches did you work with or you work under when you were still at Kaizer Chiefs?
Oh, okay. Let's no. I worked under Jeff Butler, the great.
Okay.
The man who actually left what you call a style of play. With Jeff Butler, engekho lento ukuthi as a winger uhlala udribula njalo. Jeff Butler, you look at Thabang Lebisi's movement, you look at Disco Mapua's movement, almost the same. So it was tap and go. Tap and go. We played 4-4-2 system, and we are very solid with it. We had 2 midfielders, the one a good dribbler, the one a good passer. Your 6 Ungwanes, your ace cruisers. So we actually had that kind of Ilenduza style of play. And of course, from development would be grown. Kula style of play, you know. And then as time went by, there were Doleza that came coming in. I remember when I was promoted, Doleza was saying to me, "Hey, you are still very young. Hey, you must go work hard. Hey, you're a good player, but work hard." And we accepted because we were young. You'd be happy that you've got the tracksuit and I'm up there with Chiefs. You're part of that, and you're training with big guys. I must be honest. I played with the biggest players South Africa has ever produced. I played with Shoes Mushweu. I played with Dr. Kumalo. I played with Linda Buthelezi. I played with Steve Kompela, Uputumbuiselo was there. And I played with, a cream. I remember there was a player from Congo, Babutango, this guy, man, after he was a very good player. So when I was a young boy, I was so fortunate to play with the greatest, Ace Kuse. In fact, Ace Kuse used to share a hotel room with him. Umosin. So it was, that's how in Kaizer Chiefs, they used to groom us. There is no way, listen to me, there is no way that ucimba ungagqithisa le nto kuthiwa style of play ungabi nazo ii-players ezindala ebezikhona before. There's absolutely no way. It's those coaches, they will be lying to you. I mean, with us, I remember Dr. Kumalo would even leave room yakhe in hotel. I remember when in KZN, when we were visited by him, it was myself, Uchabupule, Nonomvet. And then Doc just came in, said, "Guys, I just want to talk to you." He took us through his story, what happened and how we embraced the badge Kaizer Chiefs. And that to us got stuck in our hearts, and we said, no, we need to grow, we need to fight for the team. We understood the mentality of Kaizer Chiefs. Look, we were told as a Kaizer Chiefs footballer, when you walk chest out, short strides, you don't walk like it. So that's how Kaizer Chiefs was in every way, psychologically. And you find somebody comments about me. They don't know. No, I'm a product of Kaizer Chiefs. And I hear people saying all these things, but shame, human beings, South Africa have got, rights, so all I'm trying to say is I'm one of a few Kaizer Chiefs in every course. Remember, immediately from grade 8, from grade 9, I was just there until the age 21 years. Then I got a contract. So to me, it hurts me what I see now.
Yeah.
Because the style of play is not there. Because with Kaizer Chiefs, you'll get good wingers. With Kaizer Chiefs, you'll get good finishers. With Kaizer Chiefs, you'll get good midfielders. I mean, the national team comprised of Kaizer Chiefs, if you remember, as it is now with the Pirates, ibonakala ingathi yiyo eninzi phayana kwi-national team. So, ibhutekile wena Mhlekazi, you know, the issue of a style of play with Kaizer Chiefs, because even us, even Dr. Khumalo doesn't have a say. Naturena. No, who are you? It's unlike with Sundowns, that they would, you know, all other places, but with us, it's a no-go zone. You just go there. I don't want to visit Kaizer Chiefs for a tracksuit or any gear. I want to visit to bring back what I actually learned. Because at least I found something. You know, my first game with Kaizer Chiefs, I scored 2 goals. 2. Now, this is what I want to say. Dr. Khumalo, with his own mouth, said to me, Vugubi, do you know that you are the only player with a unique record? And I said, what do you mean, Doc? He said, Vugubi, lalela mpanagit. You killed Sundowns in the morning. Afternoon, you killed Pirates. You killed 2 bulls in one day. I've not done that as Dr. Khumalo, but you have done it. Embrace that record. I've not spoken about it for years.
Sorry, but Dennis. It was in the morning and afternoon. When you with
yes, there's those charity games. Yes, for our pre-season. Spectacular. Yes, we're in PE. So in the morning, I killed Sundowns, and then we went for a final with Pirates late. And then later, I munched Pirates. So you were saying to me, hey boy, your record, please embrace it. That's why I would rather listen to people like that rather than listening to a person. I usually say, but one now I want to say to the viewers, I'm happy to be a cow that left the kraal and to be with human beings than inkomo ezihleli zona zihleli zange zaphuma ebuhlanti. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm a cow that accessed the space of human beings, and I'm proud of that. If somebody put it as a cow, because they've got indlela bathi bona eSouth Africa ungakwazi ukukhipha ishibo uyinkomo. eSouth Africa ungakwazi ukuthi which is we are so narrow-minded. With regards to that.
I might be sorry to cut you.
Yes.
I watched a white boy in Port Shepstone over the weekend. The Mlungu.
Yes.
Playing for Midland Academy. Midlands Academy from Pietermaritzburg. The team that is playing their trade now. A white boy. You know, when a white player comes, when everybody, they would like to see how good can he play? What was this? There are so many doubts. The boy, simple 2 touch. 2 touch. You play combination play. After that, people were telling that boy, switching play. Taking corner kicks, the technique. So, the football Dennis, you know, we have our people in South Africa. When we go to Europe, people they can analyze. They can even tell what this guy is doing very well. This is what he has done. But in South Africa and most, I would say, we tend to be Ama fan. Instead of this be Ama supporter.
Exactly, to support the
we
talent.
Need to understand the player. Even if the player is not having a good game, you must understand if it's good. Well, that is why, like, when you listen to those guys analyzing their teams, you can see with the football mentality. They talk football. They live football. No, but and now you are playing for this big team, Kaizer Chiefs. You find yourself now having to come to Eastern Cape, where now you are playing for Bushbucks. Remember, Bushbucks has got a rich history. Let alone that there was in Tata and there was a move to East London. You're coming from a team that has got huge support in terms of the fan base. Whereby the stadium is fully packed. Now you come to Bushbucks. Now, how was it like now adjusting from a bigger team to more of like a smaller team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Msongala, to be honest, it was not easy. Change is not easy to everyone.
Yeah.
Change is not easy to everyone. But truth be told, is that what I actually understood was that I'm at work.
Yeah.
I'm at work. Ngizosebenza, ngizophangela apha. And for me, fortunate enough, already, as I said to you, Doc was very close to me. Because remember, his father was my mentor. And then Doc said to me, Vugubi, you know what? You go to a team where you won't get what you are getting from here. He said to me, a lot of us, but we're national team level, where we, in terms of quality, Kaizer Chiefs then had quality. He said to me, don't be surprised when you don't get those passes quickly. Quickly when you want them. And then he said to me, I know you are very good in running off the ball, but he said to me, please be patient. Be patient and know that you have to work harder. In fact, that's basically what I did when I arrived with Pushbacks. But I must be honest, the difference between Pushbacks and Kaizer Chiefs with regards to fans zabo. I-Pushbacks ndafikela kuyigwijo than uvuvuzela. So to me, Ela Gwijo was more natural, more healthy. Yeah, Melinkhutaza. To an extent that I think Pushbacks is one of the teams that have played my heart out. And I used to play as a left winger. I would play as a right winger. Very few times you'd get me in front, because in front you'd have either Fox Mugay, or you'd have Abo Agent Sau, or Abo Tauya Murewa, all those strikers. So I think I've enjoyed my football, and I was a game winner with Pushbacks. A lot of games I would feel that I'm carrying this game, and so I had so much to give back, and because to me it was at home now. I'm back to where my father is coming from, and now I feel at home. And yes, so to me it was like, okay, come what may, I need to come and fight here. This is a team in the same level as Kaizer Chiefs in terms of is in the Premier League. So why not? Because it's at work. So let me just do the best I can.
But Dennis, I believe what you decided to as much as you did not announce that you are retiring, because as much as as much as I was staying with you, sharing with you, but I think I was honored to for me it was a proud moment. I used to think and say, Dennis from Kaizer Chiefs, Mhlala naye, coming all the way from Mount Elizabeth. But Dennis, now you can you tell us about Uti? Definitely after football manager, because you have to have a family. Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? Because people they might need to know Uti. But if you do have the kids, how many do you have? Boys and girls? And, no. How is life in terms of family?
Of course, being a footballer and that transition, moving from a footballer to I would say normal life, it was not an easy one. That's a fact. It was not an easy one. There is no more free flights, free, sleeping free in hotels, eating those, dishes you enjoy anytime you want, because you'll be flying all over. There was a difference. Of course, I got married to a beautiful wife, Pure Butle. I've got 4 kids. I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. The firstborn, Usihle, the secondborn, Tiang, the thirdborn, Kitayelo, and the fourth one is Utiro. So those are my kids. The first one was a footballer, just stopped, and then he's in business now. And the 2 girls are at school, and the young boy. But the other one will soon be a professional tennis player, Utayelo. So that's my family. I love them so much. I spend more time now with my kids. I want to give the best I can as a father. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
but there's no, but Dennis, I think for me, coming to join the team there, I think I was fortunate enough.
Yeah.
I remember Otus is one of the people, and also yourself. We used to. I remember when I say we told William okay,
Yeah.
he used to tell me how to whip that ball. Remember, I like
Yeah.
showed me the technique.
Yeah.
But Dennis, what can you tell us about football in our days now? Okanye football in and around the Eastern Cape province now that the team got relegated, is playing lower division. What is your taking from that?
Okay. Let me put it this way. Of course, us losing the school football, we
Yeah,
lost development.
yeah,
Of course, there was an issue now of academies coming up.
yeah,
But in these academies that are so full around in our province, in other provinces, but when you look at the product
yeah,
versus the days we had is school football, we are found wanting.
yeah,
I'll tell you why.
yeah,
We are found wanting in a sense that we were to take a rugby,
yeah,
which still embraces
yeah,
a rugby school rugby.
yeah,
They're still embracing it. In East London, I know. So rugby will never stop producing good players. Your Sia Colisi, they from these are products from Escolin.
yeah,
So that I think that's where we lost it a bit. But also the issue of us not focusing as a province now.
yeah,
As a province, I'm talking about a province here. Eastern Cape is too big not to have at least two or three teams in a professional setup. It is too big. Um, all the powers are in Gauteng. It can't be. It can't be that you have 6 million people from Eastern Cape bayoqhwabela iteam yase-ephefeni esoweto enye yase-orlando esoweto.
yeah,
You know, yes, we've got choices singabantu, but truth be told, are we proud as a Xhosa nation? It's a big cry. But you go to KZN, those people, they know their story.
yeah,
The Zulu nation, they know how to embrace their culture. They fight for each other. They cover each other. They support each other. I don't know how many teams are there in NFD versus our province here. You go to Cape Town, I mean Western Cape, you can see those guys are pushing.
yeah,
There's no backup. There's no supporting each other. The only thing we know, siyarenyana Eastern Cape. Uve umXhosa comment ngam kakubi. Kuzonqanda umZulu ukuthi ayibo, how can that be? Kuzonqanda umSuthu ukuthi no, Dennis Vukulu was not what we are saying. Ngumxhosa sekhaya ke lo ondirenyayo. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We embrace italent yangaphandle. You know, Malema once said, it was a comment. I said, oh, hey, this party, this party is a pig. It's its own children. That's what Eastern Cape is doing. They are chowing their own children. We've got in boxing, we've got the Vuyani Bungu, that a man who defended the title 13 times. That's a hero, bro. But not in Eastern Cape. You are nothing. Unless you go and put Soweto and Bungu from Soweto, and then they will clap hands for you. If you come to Eastern Cape and put on, people will say I'm speaking politics. No, these are not politics. Some of them recognize me because I was with Kaizer Chiefs. You know, so it's unfortunate, and I want to believe as time goes by, the mentality. Tabza, it will change. It's all about the mentality. Even the issue of can I just quickly summarize this thing? What is a skill? Tabza, simple. A skill is anything that you do with mastery. If you can run skillfully to kill the opposition, that's a skill. Skillful. Mnandi.
Yeah.
If we've got a skill of jumping in terms of aerial balls and win,
Yeah.
so that's a skill. If we've got a skill of defense and how to defend, that's a skill. Everyone has been given a skill. And yazi skill esifunwa ngabantu base-South Africa. Not everyone is okhipha ishibobo, not everyone is obethi tsamaya. If imagine all of us senze tsamaya, senze shibobo, football will be boring. You wouldn't be having Omudao who can go down the line and hit those crosses. Those are people that are so talented in hitting. I used to hit a cross in a halfway line. Tabza, you remember? I used to pick a man in the box and I will hit with Awiyamra and he make a people. Do you tend to tell me that person is not skillful? And lastly, you can't say Umdu Yingomo in a professional level. It's either there's a factory fault because umuntu angasign off one contract. It means there are things eziboniweyo ezibalulekileyo kulo muntu. That's why I said kungcono inkomo ephuma ebuhlanti ebantwini kunenkomo ehleli ebuhlanti ingaphumi. Uyayibona, so those are little things. Yes.
What I can say now that
Yes.
on that, I think sometimes there are people who are just I don't know how to put it, but they cannot understand football the way you understand football.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, ndifuna ukuza kwinto ethi what is your most highlight kwi-career yakho ye-football? Because I believe ikhona into osowayenza, I think that it's a record whereby you kill 2 bulls in one day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but and from you, I just want to hear from you because for me now, if you can beat Chiefs, you can beat Sundowns, and you beat Pirates in the afternoon. So that says a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Tabza, it's a bit difficult to say, but let me just I'll choose a few. Those 2 games that we spoke about, the charity ones, but also we played against Chiefs at night. It was a halfway line goal. I scored from the halfway line.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that it's not shown on TV. I see kuvotola goals zabanye abantu. Mine was from the halfway line.
Yeah.
Who was the goalkeeper, the white boy? Kaizer Chiefs. I've just forgotten his name.
It's not Fernandes.
Fernandes. Yes.
Not the guy from to not way to place.
No. Fernandes. Yes. Halfway, I hit him. I remember vividly. And the other one was when I single-handedly killed Pirates in Cape Town when I was playing for Cape Town Spurs. And of course, we had another game for Kaizer Chiefs. Against Kaizer Chiefs in Cape Town. I actually, from the right wing, I went straight to the box, killing every player in front of me, straight to the box. But instead of finishing, I was tired. I fell. So those games, they're still ringing in my mind. But in actual fact, I had a lot of positive games. The other one was, I think I spoke about it. We were playing against Amazulu at Absa Stadium, and the coach was about to take me out. And we had a free kick, and it was raining. So the shot went, and just before the goalkeeper could even think I was there for the second ball, and it was in the net. And then I started jumping the fence, and I took off my shirt and I was hitting it against the fence. I was so angry. So it was.
So can you briefly go to that one with it? What made you angry?
You know why? You know what happens when you play in a position? When you see somebody warming up, you know that I'm going out. So I was like, I don't want to go out here. Let me solve this issue quickly. So I actually did that and I killed it. Then I looked at and I was like, Then I looked at the coach. I was like, Then the coach was like sitting down, and that guy had to come down and sit because the man is performing. Sit down. That guy is giving us the job. So those are games that I've enjoyed, but quite a few. I remember I became a man of the match against Pirates. Even the Pirates used to be being a couple of the Pirates. From our professionals. Remember, yes, I had Lentuza a contract again with the professionals in that waiting. Because dollars, I would say, hey, keep working, keep working. I'll take you when you're ready. So I had Lentuza a contract with professionals. We played against Pirates. Whoa, Rabi masterpieces Muripe. One of the greatest footballers came to the dressing room and said, "Where's Dennis?" He came to me and hugged me and said, "Boy, what a footballer. I alone, I killed the Pirates then." So I'm happy with what I've done for football, though it may not have been recorded to those who are saying whatever they are saying with me, but I don't mind because footballers, they know about me, and as we are saying, to me, Tabza, I want to say to you, I'm telling the boys, TV is nothing but behind the camera. It's like putting a camera on this side and on that side. TV, it's not a big issue. The big issue is how do you prepare yourself to be on the other side of the camera? That's where the problem is. So if you are on the other side of the camera and this one has not even appear on the other side of the camera and saying things about you, you feel pity for him because you know what it takes. Bro, it's not easy. It's not easy. I want to say it again. Bantu baba favor Ebola. It's good that to be a supporter and to be angry and do whatever. They don't know what you are going through those sessions. When you do a fitness test, when you do those things, when you run, you sacrifice emotionally, things are going bad at home. We're human beings. You lost your brother and you're supposed to what you are going through. And it's an entertainment industry where we entertain people, but they don't know what is happening with us. There's a lot of work behind the scenes. There's a lot we are going through emotionally, and way to get off. Look at Foster today. Foster was not giving us anything, but look at when the quality goal is scored after season and all that. That's what I'm talking about. Who knows that Foster had something from a feminine? We'll never know, but the coach had support behind. Yes.
Remember, fortunately, the whole place stood.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Today we are celebrating South Africa with a Foster who never gave us anything for 80 minutes. But the coach somehow knew what the so-called Nkomo Yami is about Nkomo Zoshia. You don't leave the crawl and meet with people. So all I'm trying to say, let's be positive in South Africa. Let's know how to embrace each other. Let's grow the talent. Let's do whatever we can. Look at the Zaharas that we lost. Those are talents that we're supposed to see Kusele and support. So my brother.
But Dennis, I think I must let you to go and rest. You know you are here today, tomorrow. You must go out there and entertain.
So no.
Because I say I believe Uti, I'm a star. I don't think it is one who can beat me. That is why I won't even mind when I can say Uti, you listen to people. Nah, I don't have to listen to any because I know Uti. I played and people was with football. They were enjoying me. Those who never had the chance to enjoy, those who did not enjoy my game, I won't even bother myself. There are people who will still come and say, "Hey, we enjoyed." You never had a player like So for me, that is why now I'm part of this Eastern Cape
Express for you.
So we are here to come and also with this program that is going on tomorrow to just come and entertain. But Dennis, thank you very much for your time. I'm very happy. I believe even the viewers now, they will remember you now. They will say, because I think they've been missing you. Because now you are out. You are no more in the spotlight. But you used to entertain them. You used to make them enjoy. You used to, But Dennis, thank you very much. I'm very honored to have you on this on this show. It's a pleasure. Let's hope maybe one day again you're gonna meet and have a long chat and talk.
Most definitely, and I'm grateful also. I must say thank you for the opportunity and that God allowed us to have. That I must say, and I'm humbled. I must be honest to say Abantu Basekhaya, they deserve the truth. They deserve the truth to hear from the horse's mouth, and that's where my in the horse's mouth. Yeah, and I am so excited, to be honest, to say, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. Thank you for people like you who are getting us back to where we were, and so that people can hear, hey, where are we? What are we supposed to be doing? So I still trust uThixo ukuthi izawuphela into yokuthi abantu abamnyama bayamonelana ezo nto zingekhoyo. I still believe uDaki can still be show the best and can do the best, and I've got confidence in our own people, and I'm sure Eastern Cape is gonna change very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Brother News.
Thank you.
Fortunately,